Welcome to So Very Easy. My name is Laura, and I have found a really cute fabric line from Riley Blake called Colorful Critters. It's a great children's print. It's from their Crayola line. So we have some fabulous, fun fabrics in here. And I have designed a child's quilt so that we can use some of this fabric up. Now it's going to be a handout and I'll put the link in the description. But to make this quilt go together really quickly, I have a big tip right at the sewing machine to speed up that sewing. Now along with this quilt, we can make it like a crib size or we can even make it bigger. The choice is all up to you. So the fabric that I'm going to make that baby quilt with is from Riley Blake and it's called Colorful Critters. So we do have all of these fun little woodland creatures. So I have designed a quick pattern to use this fun fabric with. And to start with, we are going to be able to use pre-cuts. Now we can use 5-inch pre-cuts, but in my case, I was able to pick up the 10-inch. What I'm looking for are 5-inch squares of fabric in a multicolor. So I'm going to be able to just take this and cut it up so that I can have those 5-inch squares. So for this project, I'm only going to need 36 squares of those 5 inches. I'm going to need white, and I will need 72, and I have done them at 2.5 inches. And then we have an assortment of borders and some binding. Now the pattern will look like this. So there are no cutting directions or sewing directions. We have sizes. You're going to be able to follow along with this video. But what we're going to make are 36 of these little stitch and flip squares. Now there's 2 ways we could do this stitch and flip. We're going to start with that main fabric. Take those 2.5-inch squares, place them on each corner, opposite corners, draw a line from corner to corner. We're going to stitch, trim, and flip. But those are a lot of pieces to draw those pencil lines. So I'm going to let the machine do the work for me, and I'm going to do it with tape. And there's lots of different tapes that you can buy. This is the one that I really like. It is a directional seam tape. And the company is Cluck Cluck Sew. So it's a tape. We can leave it on the machine, take it off when we need to, and replace it. So it comes in a roll. But we could just use some decorative tape. Now there are a lot of sewing machines that do have markings on it, such as this B990. Some of them are marked and some of them are grooves. Now when I'm sitting at the sewing machine, they're not hard to see, but I like to make them a little bit darker. And I don't want to mark my machine. And I also want the line to come all the way up, and that's where the tape is going to come in. So to use this decorative tape, what we're going to do is we are going to put that needle down, and that needle is in our center position. And then I'm going to take that tape and I can either line it up on the left or the right side of the needle, depending on what you're going to be comfortable doing. But what we want to do is have it hit the sewing machine needle. And then I'm going to line that up. Now before I push that down, I do want to check and make sure that it is straight. So I'm going to take any ruler and I'm going to line it up with this metal plate under your needle. So that line is going to be a straight line. So I line it up with my ruler, and if that line is straight, I'm going to know that line is straight. So then I can just rub that on, just cut between those layers, and take that piece off. So now I'm going to be able to line up my needle with that corner and line up that corner on the edge of that tape. And I'm going to be able to just stitch all the way through, following that edge to that edge of the tape. Now this tape works really well, but it's not something I would leave on the machine. However, I have used this Cluck Cluck Sew for many years and have left it on my machine for a long time. I only remove it when it starts to wear out and I need to put it back on. And this I put on just a little bit different. But I'm going to take the end of that needle and put it right through the middle of this red line. Now I can do that same thing and adjust this until I get that exact center mark. I can check, and I can also check with the thread. Now if you have one of these areas where this lifts up for you to put the bobbin in, you can cut that area and leave that tape on. Mine is just a window. I load from underneath. And just the end of the seam ripper is going to cut that. And then I'm going to tuck that tape underneath. Now there's no edge to get caught. So I've started with the needle right there in the corner. This corner I'm going to line up to the red line. And I'm not going to be looking at the needle or the foot. I'm only going to be keeping my eye right here. And I'm going to just follow that line all the way. So I now have one very straight line that when this edge flips over, it's going to line up. Now, of course, you're going to use matching thread, but this is going to save you having to draw all of those lines on all of those little squares. Once all of those corners have been stitched on, we're going to trim off that 1/4 inch seam allowance and then press those seams. And we're going to press the seams all in one direction. And it won't matter what angle we're going on, we just need them all to come in one direction. We do want those white triangles to match. So if we turn them over, what we want is one seam going in one direction and the other seam going in the opposite direction. If it's not, it's just a matter of twisting it. So then we are going to be able to build this centerpiece. So those 8 together look like a number 8. The next part does have us do a border. Now we're going to be able to sew those onto the long side first and then press those seams out. And then we're going to be able to sew the sides on. So we have the center and the first border. We're going to add on the next borders. We're going to take 4 of them and we're going to sew them on each of the short ends. We do want those pieces to be facing up. The next row, we're going to have 8 pieces. And when we put those 8 pieces on, those corner pieces are going to match up. So I'll sew on my 4 first, and then the row of 8. Once that pieced border has been put on, we're going to put on that last border. We're going to join 2 strips of fabric to match up with these cornerstones. One strip is going to be 3 inches. The other strip is 2.5 inches. So the first thing we need to do is sew those long strips together and sew the long strips onto those long sides first, and then do the cornerstones attached to that top. I do want to make sure that I have those right colors facing. This little piece here was 2.5 inches, so it will match that 2.5 inch strip. That larger piece will match here. So this little baby quilt goes together really easy. We do have these blocks. They're simple blocks with a stitch and flip. The pieces are 2.5 inches and the blocks are 5 inches. Borders 5 inches, 5 inches, 5 inches. So you can keep going and go all the way around and make it larger if you'd like to make it larger. Now I will put a link in the description to that free handout so that you can get the measurements and decide where you want to place your fabrics. And thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I have a newsletter. It's all free under Sew Very Easy. And be sure to make every day a Sewtacular day. Bye for now.